That sign was there for 7 years. The Synod said to me, we'll start to build 2 years after you're there. And then came the great land battle. They wanted to give us 200 feet on the corner here, room for a sign, sell the rest of the highway for business commercial property at business commercial prices, and we'd be halfway up the hill. And I said, no way. We fought for 2 years for this land on which you are. There was no way we were going to have abiding peace behind a hamburger stand or an Exxon station. And that's exactly where we would have been. But 4 years, after 4 years, 7 years into the school, here we are. Building became important because I used to think, well, Christians can worship anywhere, right? We don't need a certain space. Then I began to realize that the community saw that sign day after day after day. I thought, well, that congregation isn't here to stay. They're like the Arabs. They can fold their tent and move away tomorrow morning. And finally, we had a building. Not that it was the church. In fact, we called it the Parish Life and Ministry Center. We never referred to it as the church when we were referring to the building. Remember, the church is not a building, the church is not a steeple, the church is not a resting place, the church is people. So it was always the PLMC. And it was always abiding peace, the Lutheran Church. Because we didn't want to turn away any Missouri Synod people. No, when we came, they said, well, aren't you going to put LCA after it? I said, no. This is the Lutheran Church. We don't have any designation as to who our political allegiances are. Our allegiance is to Jesus Christ. We are the church, the body of Christ. And here we are. Now, to make it authentic, is this right, John? These are the spiritual suspenders. If you've heard the story, there are a pair of spiritual suspenders. Howard's got suspenders on. Because our preaching lingo became for when we get our heads too big in the presence of God. We were reminded never to stick our thumbs in our spiritual suspenders and brag about how good we were. So we needed these for authenticity. Now, all of this is by way of laying some kind of groundwork for my being here today. And that is to highlight what our celebration is. What's happened in these 40 years. Now, this is our Sunday, today, here in 2011, and it's a day of celebration, of joy, of thanksgiving, of praise, of word and sacrament, all of the things that are the church. We now are. But this is very different from Sunday morning back in the gospel, isn't it? They were coming away sad after 3 grueling days of bad news and anguish and torture, and coming away with little hope and not knowing what to do. The cast of characters. 2 disciples. I have never seen a picture written or drawn